Just give an example. In the theory, we have been explained that higher the current ratio, the better it is. Okay. Can I say that there are two companies, one company have a current ratio of say 3 and the other is have a current ratio of say 0.8. Which company is better? So tell me whether A having a current ratio of 3 is better or B with a current ratio of 0.8 is better. Ane have said A, that a company with a 3 current ratio is better. Any other answer? It's a very simple question that one company A have a current ratio of 3 and the other company have a current ratio of 0.8. Which is better? Ane have said A. Actually, I will say that with this information, it is not. With this information alone, I may not say that whether A is better or B is better. I'll just give you an example. Say there is one say company, hypothetical company, say a company A, maybe say Jyoti Lab. Okay, the company current ratio is say 3 hypothetically and the other company is say Walmart, where the current ratio is 0.8. Okay, current ratio is what? Current ratio is my current assets by current liability. Okay, if a company has a very strong brand, then what will happen? The company is able to demand advance payment, okay, from its customers, and also the company can pay to its creditors after say 20 days or 30 days. Say Walmart bargaining power is very strong. They sell everything in cash and they buy everything in credit. So so their current ratio should be low because current liabilities is higher but the current assets or debtors or inventory is low. Does it mean that Walmart is bad company? No. In fact, the current ratio is lesser because they have a huge bargaining power as well in by which they are able to get the maximum amount of credit from their suppliers, and they also have a very strong bargaining power with the buyers that their inventories are sold. Such is the demand of the product that the inventory does not stay even for a day, and also all the sales is cash. So in these situations, the current ratio of Walmart would be much lower than his competitors or say a small retailer. So in this case, the lower the current ratio, better it is because it shows the importance of the brand. Okay. But I'll take you another example that the current ratio is also a function of my short-term liabilities and short-term assets. If my business is not doing well, okay, and I do not have a strong brand or bargaining power and I'm not in a good financial health, then it may happen that I am not able to repay my creditors or borrowers. Okay, and I have to necessarily buy more goods at higher cost. So here there is a risk of solvency, that because my conditions are not good, the current ratios is getting lower because the liabilities are higher which I am unable to pay. So in this case, low current ratios is very bad, which suggests the inability of the company to pay its short-term liability. So it is always in the context which we need to see. We can't say that low current ratio is good or bad. We have to see the business of the company, the standing of the company. Then only I may tell or infer that whether A is good or B is good. Profit does not mean cash flow. I may be showing a good amount of profit, but that profit actually whether it is coming back to me or not, we need to see. Say, this is my last slide and then we can take some questions. Okay. See, in any industry or businesses, we need to see various things. Some company have a higher top line may not necessarily lead to higher profit, and higher profit may not lead to cash flow, and higher cash flow may not lead to higher dividend in the hands of the shareholders. For example, one company may have a top line. For example, I just give you an example, a live example of some Indian companies. So, do you know which of the Indian companies have the highest sales or top line? Any guesses? Which company has highest sales in India? Any guesses? No. ITC, no. No. HUL is no. There are some other companies whose top line is much higher than HUL. I can say that Reliance top line is more than HUL and ITC. But again, Reliance is not the largest sales company. Chalo, I'll answer. The largest sales is of IOC, Indian Oil Corporations. They sell petrol and diesel, LPG cylinders. The top line of IOC is the largest in India. But does that mean that they are making higher profits? May not be. Because the margins on them is very less. The profitability is very less. So, higher profit, higher sales does not lead to higher profit, and hence the higher sales will not lead to higher value or the market cap of a company. Okay. Now, higher profit also does not lead to higher cash flow. For example, if I am into the business, if I want to grow, if I need to invest more and more to earn the profits, then even if I am making the profit, but that profit would be used for my further capital expenditures. Or if I have earned the profit, accounting level profit, that I have purchased goods at 80 crores and sold at 20 crores, but that selling is in credit. Okay, so that does not give me cash profit. It may happen that the money will come after 1 year, 1 month, 3 months, or maybe never. Okay, so what is important is also cash flow. So while analyzing the balance sheet or financial statement analysis, you should always look at profit and whether that profit is being realized in cash. So always compared cash flow from operations with EBITDA. If there is a wide difference between EBITDA and cash profit, so there the chances of manipulations increases, or maybe the company is getting the profit but they are not able to realize that profit. And also in India it is very particular because there are a lot of issues of corporate governance, that the company may be earning the profit, but uh, but that profit is not being distributed in the form of dividend to shareholders. I will explain the time series. Okay, so there is just like a small joke that top line or sales is vanity, profit is sanity, whether it makes us good sense to do the business. Cash flow is the reality, okay, whether you are able to convert the profit into cash flow, and the absolute reality for the shareholders or a minority investor is that whether that cash flow is being passed through to shareholders in the form of dividend.